Dearest beloved divine friends, family, brothers, sisters, in the raw, RK is Guyana Free Media, and I'm your host, your friend, your brother, Haji Dr. Ocean Khan. So let me give you a little bit of reading of this article taken from the Guyana Chronicle, July 4th. With Guyana being on the cusp of massive transformational development, the country has been attracting a high number of potential investors, so much so that the People's Progressive Party, civic government, has been actively working to tame these growing interests. The operative word is tame these growing interests. This is according to the President, Dr. IRFAAN Ali, who pointed to the importance of strategizing outside investments coming in Guyana. What a president! Strategizing the investments coming into Guyana. Let us create a system by which monies could come to the hands of our local entrepreneurs through special terms and conditions so we could be part. We have the brains in this country. Do not underestimate us. We may not have the money. And the president continues, because when you are managing an economy like this, you have to be mindful of the consequences of overheating. What a word of brilliance. You have to be mindful of the consequences of having the investments itself creating shortages, the head of state. So investment could create shortages. Too much of building, too much of structures. We're running out of steel, we're running out of wood, we run out of sand, we run out of brick, and everything runs out, and then price goes up, and it's out of the hand of the local entrepreneurs and the local builders and the citizens of this country. What a brilliance! What a brilliance of our president and our vice president and our Ashley Singh, the Minister of Finance. Oh my God. Yes, creating shortages. He was at the time delivering the feature address at the sword-turning ceremony for the new US 20 million courtyard Marriott at Tame, East Bank Demerara. Dr. Ali said that already the country has been seeing signs of shortages in relation to certain construction materials. That is why material management is so critical. And that is why we have to open up new areas and new quarries and so on, the President Ali said. And of course, I know someone who has been very jealous because a local businessman entrepreneur has been given an opportunity to open up quarries in a rush. And with his jealousies and wanting to control everything that he was doing, like with the previous APNO government, he would like to do that with this government, even though he tried to sabotage the PPPC from power and was financing lawyers to fight them down and to stay in power at all costs, be it skullduggery, a certain businessman with a large quarry. Back to the article. He noted that while the investment interests are being thoroughly examined by the Vice President, Dr. Bara Jagdeo, and we know, ladies and gentlemen, he's the genius in financing and investment. The Cabinet has taken a conscious decision to expend the local funds to kickstart key projects that are important for Guyana's development. We are not going to wait as a government on loans that take long. We are going to get the work started, the head of state asserted. And Dr. Bara Jagdeo and Ashley Singh, they're all behind this, and Prime Minister Mark Phillips, of course. Back to the article. He said that as a result of the government's decision to be proactive, several major infrastructural projects will be ready by the end of the year. These include the 4-lane road from Mandela, Georgetown to Eccles, East Bank Demerara, as well as the designing, tendering, and hopefully awarding of the contract for the Eccles to Diamond Bypass Road, which will be done with local funds. President Ali has announced the government's intention to complete the Ogle East Coast Demerara to Eccles section of the Promise Superhighway, at least by the second quarter of 2021. My God. That particular thoroughfare is slated to run all the way to the soon modernized Teddy Jagan International Airport, which will not only enhance the aesthetics there, but also boost tourism and business sectors. And we know that former President Dr. Mara Jagdev, when he was in the presidency, and it was thrown aside, and the airport was reduced in scope because Mara Jagdev had the intention of turning Guyana into the South American hub, where we can have straight flights to Africa, to Europe, straight flights to Mecca, Saudi Arabia, and India, etc. The new East Bank, West Bank bridge link is expected to not only minimize the daily traffic woes faced by persons along both corridors, but it is being seen as enhancing the country's aesthetics while opening up new lands for further development. Meanwhile, the heavily touted US 900 million gas-to-shore project is promised to directly and significantly lower the cost of electricity throughout the country. This is likely to provide an additional boost to the local and international businesses, which will be able to cut their costs of operation. We have to invest, so that the end result is the success of the various projects. And investments, that is what is critical for us, President Ali indicated. He said that the idea is to ensure that there is a matching of investments with what is required for the immediate future and the medium-term development of the country. We are heading in the right direction. Best of all, but all of us must understand also that we have our role to play, the head of state, Ali Samais, your friend, your brother. Me, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan, can't help but love President Dr. Irfan Ali, Vice President Dr. Mara Jagdev, Ashni Singh, our Minister of Finance, and Prime Minister Mark Phillips, and the entire cabinet and parliamentarians, the head of GUYANA'S, Peter Ramsarup, and all the powers that make up the government, the REOs, the PSs. Guyana, stand blessed. Your friend, your brother, me, Haji Dr. Roshan Khan, in the raw. RK's Guyana Free Media saying thank you for tuning in and farewell, French.